Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Yeah, you know what it is. Hard worker, scrappy, unfiltered, and sometimes unhinged football content. Hard to explain, but you know it when you see it. Doing it daily our way. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Redraft and Dynasty Fantasy Football, we got you covered. You know their defense is ranked like 31st in the NFL. NFL draft prospects and rookies. Now you know you in the right place for that.
Absolutely.
All right, then stop saying it. Then we're done. And prop bets with my man Jay Rich. Count that money, man. Now wipe the crust out of your eyes. Get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake your ass up with Ray G. You honestly are making absolutely no sense and you sound silly as hell. Let's get it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. It is Monday, May the 8th, 2023. Y'all decided to wake y'all asses up with Ray G. And for that, I appreciate you being in the building as always. Shout out to Josh in the building, Patrick Price. I see Thomas in the building, Rhett, Alex C, Garrison, Lindsey Mack, Dynasty Barry, Brandon, Matt Bruning, Dan Bennett, Shane Joe, Hunter Joe Green. Let's get it. We're gonna have a good show today. I'm excited to talk to y'all because we got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about as far as rookies, Dynasty Fantasy Football, all of that good stuff. But really quickly, just wanted to take a couple of minutes and just, right outside my crib, man, Allen, Texas, just want to send my thoughts and prayers to the victims and the family out there. Literally 30 minutes from my crib. Very, very scary for me and my wife and my kids. But that happened, that shooting and that untimely situation happened just 30 minutes from our house. So just want to send, I know I got people from Allen, Texas that watch this show, that tap in with me, that I know personally. So for those of y'all out there, just really sincere condolences to that unfortunate situation out there in Allen. But yeah, we're going to talk some Dynasty trades today. Normally we do this show after the wake up show, but I figured what the hell, we might as well go live today because it's sort of in that weird spot where there's nothing really going on in the NFL world. And because this 23 class was so wild that there is sort of no consensus yet with ADP. So we're going to let some of that shake out before we start going back to the rookie mocks. But I got to bring in my brother from another mother, Jay Rich. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited for the show. You know, we have a special guest today. We're talking trades live. I don't even remember the last time we did a trade show live, so it'll be tons of fun, man. People, hopefully we get some in the chat. We obviously will have tons from the Discord. But this will be a good show. A lot of trades have been going down, trying to figure out where do you maneuver within your rookie drafts. People have been asking us to do a rookie mock. We kind of talked through all this stuff already, but let's talk about how you actually evaluate these players beyond the draft, the picks, the trades, and how you can move some of these assets to get better players and roster construct correctly. So I am very excited for this show. I think people will find a lot of value from it overall.
Yeah, and what we wanted to do, Jay, is just get another voice, another opinion to kind of talk through this class, talk through these players, what we should be expecting from these rookies, and just see what the community is doing with these players relative to these 2023 rookies. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. And it's our first time actually getting on a show with him, meeting him in person and kind of talking with him. We were doing that before show. But we got our man Noah Hills on, man. Noah Hills is on the show today. We're going to bring Noah in. Noah does work over at BDGE, does some video content there. But most importantly, he launched his own website where he's breaking down his running back prospects. He's got a lot of stuff over there, NoahMoreParties.com. Noah, let's see if I can bring him in. Where I said Noah's in the J Rich spot. All right, let's bring Noah in. Noah, what's up, baby? You're in the J Rich spot. What's up, baby? Oh, I muted him. My bad. No, I did you dirty. I did you dirty. I have a history of doing this.
At least he told you instead of blaming you.
I do it to Jay Rich all the time. That's my bad, dog. There you go. Noah Hills, what's up, baby?
Yo. I'm up. I might go back to bed after you muted me, but it's 6 a.m. here. I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
Happy to be here.
Noah came in at 6 a.m. He said, "Are we doing the show?"
Damn.
I said, "Yeah, we're gonna do it." He's here at 6 a.m. Noah, quick thoughts before we start looking at some of the trades. We got a bunch of trades to get through, a bunch of picks. Thoughts on the 2023 rookie class in general, Noah, from top to bottom, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. This was thought to be, you were playing Dynasty around the 2020 period, Noah, and you remember how excited we were for JT and J.K. Dobbins and CeeDee Lamb and, all the other players that were in that class. 2023, in your opinion, was what? How was the class?
It's fine. Like I don't think it's 2020, but even 2020 isn't kind of what we thought it was at the time. Like in hindsight, like Dobbins, Akers, Swift, like those guys kind of all fell off a little bit. But like this class is fine. Like the first round's kind of nice, especially the first half of the first round. Those receivers got some capital in some good spots, but it dries up quick, man. Like typically the second round, like historically, is where you want to take those shots on like running backs, and then the third round you get some more running backs and shit like that, and it dries up quick where there's like 3 or 4 guys you want to target, but man, it's the first round and then not much else, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're feeling, kind of seeing. Depends on the league, right? If you're playing in leagues that tight end premium actually matters, 175, start 2 points per reception, really good. You got, 7 tight ends in the first 3 rounds of this class. Wide receivers, got a lot of guys that we think should be good, and they got the draft capital to warrant some opportunity. I don't know where Jay Rich went, Noah, so it's just you and I. But with those wide receivers, you got a lot of the smaller guys. We're back in the TCU waters with Quentin Johnston this year, Noah. We got to go back to TCU again. What are your thoughts on just this receiver class, Jackson Smith and Jigba and company?
Yeah, I really like the guys at the top. Like, I'm a fan of all of those, 4 first-round guys. After that, I wasn't a huge fan, watching tape, breaking these guys down before the draft. Like, I get it a little bit with Mingo. Rashee Rice, I'm not a fan of. Mims, I'm not a huge fan of. It's just kind of like guys here and there that I like in spots. Jaden Reed, Josh Downs. Yep. But for the most part, it's like the big 4, and then I'm sort of out on the receiver class for the most part.
Yeah, and then, the running backs is where we thought we'd get a lot of guys early. And what was fascinating to me is I thought, especially at the start of the draft, when Bijan and Gibbs went top 15, I said, oh, this is going to make all the other running backs get pushed up. They're going earlier than expected. Nobody really saw Gibbs top. I saw him in the first round, back of the first round, commonly in mocks, but nobody was projecting him to go 12th overall or top 15. But once that happened, we got those 2. Zach Charbonnet, I think, was the only second round running back. And then in the third round, we had Kendre Miller, Tajay Spears, and then it was Roschon Johnson in the 4th. And then after that, Noah, everybody else, it didn't matter if you like Chase Brown, Evan Hall, didn't matter who it was. They were 5th, 6th, 7th round picks. Mm-hmm. The fewest running backs selected in an NFL draft in the last 20 years. What did you personally learn from this draft with running backs? Is it the devaluation of running backs by the NFL team? Is it just this just wasn't a good year? Because I don't care how you slice it. I think there were some guys drafted in round 4 and 5 that I think were better running backs than Brian Robinson, who went in the 3rd round last year, right? Who, looking back in hindsight, you've got some of the guys like Rashad White, Isaiah Spiller, Zamir White. All those guys got better draft capital than some of the guys in 2023. And I'm like, were they really better than these guys? Just what was your thoughts and takeaways? Because I know you do a lot of work with running backs. What did the NFL see with this class that maybe we didn't see or we need to pay attention to moving forward?
Yeah, I think they probably saw similar things that we saw where, looking back a couple weeks ago or a month ago, we had all kind of arrived at this spot where we're like, okay, it's not the 2023 class we were hoping for, but there's a lot of dudes here who could fill roles. Like Chase Brown can be a breather back. Deuce Vaughn can play on third downs. Roschon Johnson can do a little bit of everything, but, maybe not a bell cat, stuff like that. And I think the NFL probably saw that and was like, okay, we'll just find these guys in the 5th and 6th rounds and plug some holes on our depth charts instead of it being this changing of the guard that, kind of we hoped for. But even before the NFL draft, it was kind of, where are the good landing spots here? Mixon on a team, Alvin Cook was still on the team, and we were kind of hoping for the sake of these rookies that those dudes would get cut or traded and open up these juicy spots, and it didn't happen. So there just wasn't anywhere for these guys to go. And so it ended up just being the 2 guys at the top. Charbonnet kind of got fucked by the Kenneth Walker, landing spot.
Yep.
And outside of that, it's just a bunch of dudes in spots where they can play roles, and maybe, Devon Achane can be the starting running back for the Dolphins, and, maybe Tajay Spears can eat into Derrick Henry's workload. So we're just kind of hoping for things based on landing spots at this point.
And we both loved us some A-Chain. Were you excited to see him go to Miami? You and I have both been riding the A-Chain train for some time now. How did you feel about that one?
I was so hyped. Like, it's been since, I mean, back since I first started looking at this rookie class, it was like, if there's any landing spot in this class that is just a match made in heaven, it's A-Chain in Miami with all that speed, with the outside zone, with Mike McDaniel. Shit like that just never happens. We never get what we want.
Right,
and
right.
We did here. And so it's just, it's beautiful. I absolutely love it.
Jay Rich, and we've kind of talked about it a little bit already on the show multiple times, just the cutoff points in drafts, the cutoff points with these rookies. I had a question, Jay, in the Heisman chat the other day. There's some people trying to, take some of these quarterbacks in the first round of Dynasty startups, and I'll just tell you, I've learned my lesson from doing that. The Trey Lance in the second round of a startup, probably not the best way to go. So let's dive into some of these trades. I called for the patrons at DD to send in rookie trades. I wanted to see what they're going for, what people are doing. So let's pull up the board right now. We got all three of us on the screen. Look at that. I did it right. I'm not in the middle. I don't like that. But
Good job, Ray.
Jay Rich, you got it. You're holding it down in the middle. Let's start with this first trade. Noah, Jay Rich, we got a 12-team, start 10, single quarterback, all right? One QB, Jay, get your mind right for single quarterback. We've got Breece Hall. Let me move us a little bit so we can see it. It's a little big. Breece Hall being traded for Jackson Smith and Jigba in the 210 in a single quarterback league, start 10. Breece Hall or JSN in the 210? Jay Rich, where you at?
Breece Hall, not even close. I'm taking the running back. I understand the ACL. I like JSN, but give me Breece Hall.
Noah, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm right there. Like this looks okay. Like this is defensible right now. By the time Breece Hall's ready to go and like has been back for a couple weeks in like week 10, you're gonna be like, what am I doing? Like, why did I get rid of Breece Hall for JSN and Luke Musgrave or whoever the hell it ends up being?
Yeah.
210 doesn't move the needle at all.
No, not in a single quarterback. Not in a single quarterback league either, because all the running backs are gone by that point, and it's probably a tight end, maybe depending on how they go in the 1.5s, or you're looking at like a Deuce Vaughn type player back there at the 210. Same team or same team. In this one, he traded Stephon Diggs. He received Stephon Diggs and Greg Dulcich for Rashad Bateman, Elijah Moore, the 202, and a 24 third. So let me get this straight. You get Stephon Diggs and Greg Dulcich for Elijah Moore, Rashad Bateman, the 202, and a 24 third. Jay Rich, I'm going to start with you on this one. Where are you at? Diggs and Dulcich or Rashad Bateman, Elijah Moore, 202, and a 24 third?
Yeah, Diggs and Dulcich pretty easily. Bateman, obviously, tons of target competition. Elijah Moore, we don't know what he is. The 202 in a single quarterback is, again, almost worthless. I'm pretty sure I took Tajay Spears there in a league. Just not great overall. But yeah, it is a tight end.
It could be a quarterback.
Premium, right?
It could be
a quarterback if you want. But in the 1 QB, CJ Stroud's not moving the needle. But in the 1.5, right, you do get Dulcich, which is actually probably arguably more valuable in some ways than Rashad Bateman. How would you guys feel about Rashad Bateman versus Dulcich in a 1.5 premium? Let's go to you, Noah, for that.
Yeah, Noah, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, fairly even. Like, I like Rashad Bateman. I'm not confident he turns into anything that we want him to be. Like, he could just be one of these, like, wide receiver 28 every year guys. Same thing with Elijah Moore. Like, same thing with the 202. This is Diggs versus, like, take Dulcich out of it. Like, this is easily worth it just for Diggs.
Still
Diggs. Yes. Noah, spot on. Noah is 2 for 2. He said, I don't even give a damn about Greg Dulcich. This is Stephon Diggs. I'd almost do this for Diggs straight up. I'm with you. Nobody dislikes Rashad Bateman, but I'm also not going to ignore the fact they drafted Zay in round 1. They brought in OBJ, put all these low escalators in his contract, damn near guaranteeing him $18 million this year. What OBJ is going to be, who knows? But you still have got Mark Andrews there. It's just not looking good for our boy Shotty B out there in Baltimore. Give me Stephon Diggs. Give me Greg Dulcich. Good stuff right there, Josh. Now we're gonna skip this one, right? We're gonna skip this one because you've had 2 in there, and let's scroll down the board and let's talk about. We've got a 12-team Superflex. I really don't want to do the 201. All right, let's go right here. We got a 12-team Superflex. It's a lineup league. You start 11, PPR, 175 tight end premium. And this trade right here, Ty Declare traded away the 104 and the 310. So 104 in Superflex. Get your mind wrapped around that. 104 in Superflex for the 106, the 207, and a 24 first-round pick. So, man, 104 ended up being C.J. Stroud. 106 was JSN. 207 was Tajay Spears. And the 310 was Stetson Bennett. So he got JSN and Tajay Spears for his C.J. Stroud and Stetson Bennett. What side of the trade ledger? Noah and Superflex, would you rather Spears and JSN with the addition of that 24 first, or would you rather get you some C.J. Stroud and Stetson Bennett?
I think I much prefer the JSN side here, especially with that 2024 first. Definitely puts that over the top. But the context here of this guy he already has Hurts, Anthony Richardson, and Cousins. This dude doesn't need Stroud. Like, Stroud's never going to see his lineup.
Right.
So, I mean, I think the value's on the side of the JSN side of the trade here. Oh, shit. Is that wrong? Oh, no. Ty Declare, yeah.
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
good.
you got it. Yep.
Hurts.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got Hurts, A-Rich, and Cousins. He's never putting Stroud in this lineup. Now he added the number one wide receiver in the class, picked up an extra first along the way. This is a beautiful trade for the JSN side.
Absolutely. Jay Rich, and I want your opinion, Noah. Jay Rich and I are starting some early work on 2024, and I know that you and I both, again, are in lockstep with RB1, at least in May of 2024 with Arkansas running back Rocket Sanders. Where are you at just wholesale with that class? How are you feeling about 24 today?
Yeah, I think I'm tentatively excited, but like I was excited about 2023 also. I think I'm a big Marshawn Lloyd guy. I think he's got a chance to be like potentially a first round pick. You know, I'm not a huge Braylon Allen guy, but he could be a first round pick. Like we've got like 3 or 4 guys who might be like solid first round rookie picks at running back. Donovan Edwards, Trey Benson, maybe.
I like Benson. Benson.
Yeah, where we're standing now, it looks like it's going to be a good class, probably better than this one, at least deeper with, RB2 type guys, but that could get ruined over the next year.
Yeah.
You say that now, right?
It's always like that.
Easy to say now.
It's always like that, but I do like the high-end guys in 24, Rocket Sanders. Of course, you got the 2 big studs at quarterback, Drake May, Caleb Williams, and then you got Super Marv out there with Emeka Ibuka from Ohio State as well. So, Ty, the fact that you got JSN and, if I could pivot down 2 spots in a draft, pick up a mid-second and a 24 first, Jay, this is the play you got to make 10 out of 10 times, right? I mean, this is an easy tear down. Easy tear down by Ty Declare, man.
Yeah, no, I'm with you guys. I'd be curious, would you guys ever do that to move up, though? Because I think it's easy to tear down, but if you needed a quarterback, would you make that move to tear up to get a quarterback if you desperately needed one? Because that's the thing, is like we've talked about that. After the 105, it's a pretty big tier break. Is it worth that 24 first to move up to get that quarterback? I don't think it is. I think regardless, Ty still got the better collection of picks and assets, regardless of his QB situation. I still think even if I needed the quarterback, I may consider that move. But would you guys ever make that move to go up to get a quarterback? Ray, let's start with you. You seem pretty conflicted there when I asked it.
I don't. So if I were going to do this, right, because what Sergeant Rock traded was the 106, the 24 first, and the 207. And then essentially what he bought was C.J. Stroud. I don't really care about Stetson Bennett in the 310.
That's who you're buying.
Could I not use that capital and go buy a real quarterback in the NFL? Can I use that and go find, I don't know. I don't know what his team looks like, but can I buy Dak Prescott for that? Could I buy Tua? I mean, that's 2 first round picks, right? You're saying I'm going to give you the 106 and I'm going to give you a 24 first and I'm going to give you the 207. Can I not go buy a real quarterback? I would not do that for a rookie quarterback, Jay Rich. I wouldn't do it. I would try my luck at somebody in the NFL now. Could I get Daniel Jones plus? Can I get Justin Fields, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray? Deshaun Watson. I don't think it's going to get you Trevor Lawrence or Joe Burrow or just Jalen Hurts or any of those top guys. But could it get me Deshaun Watson? And I would do that to get one of those quarterbacks, but I would not give up all that capital. I don't know if I would do it for any rookie quarterback personally. Noah, where are you at? Great question, Jay.
I think I might entertain the idea if it was like a quarterback I was confident was going to have a rushing floor in a good situation. Okay. But I know there was the Georgia game where we saw CJ Stroud's got some legs. He didn't play like that throughout his college career. The Houston landing spot doesn't look great. Like, we're just hoping that CJ Stroud can be an above average passer in the NFL, which is tough to bet on. I would not make this move for a CJ Stroud type. If it was Anthony Richardson, maybe, but I don't think you're getting Anthony Richardson with this package.
Yep. The chat agrees with you. They said not for a rookie quarterback not named A. Rich. So if it's A. Rich, maybe we can have a conversation. You'll respond. Maybe try to figure something out with that deal. But outside of Anthony Richardson, I don't think I would do it for Bryce Young or CJ Stroud either. So let's move down the board and let's look at this one. Pretty simple, pretty clean. Got a 12-team Superflex, pretty standard settings. This individual moved up to take Jordan Addison out of USC's with the Minnesota Vikings. So he sent away the 109 and the 209 in order to move up 2 spots and grab Jordan Addison at the 107. Noah, I don't know how you feel about Addison. At 1-9, I'm going to guess that's either Quentin Johnston or Zay Flowers in that spot. Superflex, Will Levis is probably still on the board for you. So let's just say Will Levis, Quentin Johnston, Zay Flowers, or Jordan Addison. Is Addison that much better than those guys, in your opinion, Noah, to trade your 209 in a rookie draft?
It's not egregious. Like, go get your guy if you like Addison. Personally, that's just a solid tier of wide receivers for me, where I'm just taking, like if I'm at 109, I like being at that spot because I don't have to go up and pick one of them. I just let whichever one of them falls come to me. So, like, I get going and getting your guy if you really like Addison, but I prefer to sit and just let whoever falls fall.
Man, what a good goddamn cop out, but great answer. It's the right answer. It's the legit right answer. It's the right answer. It's now, if you have the conviction that you think Addison is head and shoulders above those other guys, but a lot of people are kind of like, they're kind of clustered together. So Noah, I've got to take the opportunity to ask you, where are you at with Addison, QJ, Zay Flowers? And this is me assuming JSN is your one, and let me not assume that. So those 4 rookie wide receivers who literally went back to back to back to back, how did you feel about them pre-draft? QJ, Addison, JSN, and Zay Flowers.
Yeah, I think I had JSN was my 1.
Okay.
And I think I had it Addison, QJ, Flowers, but not like, I don't have a strong preference of really any order there. Like, QJ's got the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if he was better than JSN. I wouldn't be surprised if Zay Flowers is better than I could order them in any direction, really. I'm not as down on Quentin Johnston as a lot of people seem to be. I'm not as confident that the Baltimore landing spot sucks for Zay Flowers as a lot of people seem to be. So I'm really comfortable with any of these guys in any order I can get them.
Isn't that sort of just the microcosm of this class? Like, what are you comfortable with? Go get your guy. There's a clear tier break after, the top 5. When you got the quarterbacks, Bijan Robinson, Gibbs, like there's a clear tier break. And it's almost like what we're seeing, Noah, is depending on what community you're tapped into, whether that's Destination Devy, your stuff, BDGE, Fantasy Pro, doesn't matter. You're going to see player profiler. It's just kind of different pockets of that back end of the first and second round. And I continue to say this. This is my 10th year playing Dynasty. I can't recall a year where there was so much variance across the board from pick to pick, like after the 106, 107, than I've seen this year. It's just kind of chaos out there. So let's continue to move down the board and here we go. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about some of the 2021 guys versus the 103. So we've got a super flex, 12-team, start 9, pretty standard half PPR. All right, start 9. So you kind of want good players in such a shallow starting roster. 103 or Drake London and Rachaad White. Drake London, where's Drizzy at? Let's just see. Drake is being valued right now. Just want to check this morning. Drake London on KTC. Where's he at? Wide receiver 12. So wide receiver 12 for Drake London. 103 or Drake London and Rachaad White. Noah, we're going to start with Jay Rich on this one because he's scratching his head. He doesn't know what to do. What do you want, Jay Rich? The 103 or do you want London and White?
Honestly, and this may sound crazy, but in a half PPR start 9, like, does that quarterback even move the needle? Maybe. I think I want the pick, but I don't think I necessarily want the quarterback.
Because in a half
PPR, what is Drake London going to give me in a half PPR? Yes, like you mentioned, wide receiver 12 value. But
5 catches.
5 catches, maybe. Rachaad White could actually be pretty valuable, so I don't hate that. Again, half PPR skews towards the running back. But Ray, I was legit thinking Jahmyr Gibbs would be the most valuable piece if you could get him at 103. In a half PPR, he would shine. He'd obviously start your lineup every time. Even in a start 9, like, I don't really want to take Drake London. Like, I don't really want to start him. He could make my lineup. I'd probably play him, but I don't think I'd be too happy about it. But yeah, everyone's saying it. Gibbs at 103, I think would be the pick here in a half PPR. Noah, you're shaking your head too. Do you agree?
Yeah. I would definitely. Yeah, I'm going Gibbs at the 103. Bijan, A-Rich in some order, and then Gibbs. And I'm on the same board as you with Drake London. Like, he's obviously a good player. Obviously would hit if their team was ever going to throw the ball.
Yep.
But it doesn't seem like they actually want to. I'm not a Rachaad.
The draft didn't help that, right?
Right. Yeah. And Rachaad White made it out of the draft alive, but I just don't I don't think he's good. I thought he was good coming into his rookie season. He wasn't good last year. I'm not sure why we should expect him to be good going forward. This is a wide receiver we wish was productive and a running back we wish was productive for Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, go get Gibbs.
Yeah. I love Drake London was my wide receiver 1 last year. In draft night, Jay, I was very excited. I'm like, yes, he's in Atlanta. No one else to throw to. And every week I'm just like, man. And then you draft Bijan Robinson. Even though his market share numbers, I guarantee, are going to look good at the end of the year, we're going to be like, oh, over 30%. It's just like, what does that mean when they're throwing the ball 27 times a game? He's not only going to have to get that market share, he's going to have to be very, very efficient with those touches. And I'm just very, last year when they got inside the 5, they throw it up to London. They give him some red zone shots. I feel like this year it's between Algier and Bijan Robinson. They're just going to hammer it in the end zone. RPO action with Desmond Ridder. We had a real conversation about Drake London on Friday in our group that loved the name, but at this point, it feels like he's a lot more name than game. And it's not because Drake London is bad. It's Arthur Smith, and they're just going to run the damn ball. And it's crazy that we're talking about in a Superflex league at the 103 spot. We all would probably take that 103 and Jahmyr Gibbs. So, and I'm with you, Noah, and I've got to take the opportunity, Noah. Rachaad White, they didn't draft, but they signed Sean Tucker in free as a UDFA. Let's assume Sean Tucker is healthy. Okay, let's assume he's healthy. Whatever the issue with the heart, it's cleared up. He's good to go. If they sign him, he's good to go. Do you think realistically there's a world in which that UDFA carves out a role in this offense? I think the only running backs they have rostered are Rachaad White, Chase Edmonds, Keyshawn Vaughn, and there's another body there, but I don't think it's consequential. Do you think Tucker's got an opportunity, Noah? Keep it real with us, Noah. The people want to know because everybody loves Sean Tucker.
I think he does. I think he's similarly talented to, Chase Edmonds, to what we thought Keyshawn Vaughn was, maybe even to Rachaad White. Like, these guys, there's not a whole lot to kind of differentiate them, I think, but Sean Tucker's the most unknown out of all of them, which means he has the hypothetical upside where he's like this explosive 3-down running back who can, catch swing passes and rip off long runs that we saw at Syracuse. And if he's healthy, Rachaad White wasn't very good last year. Like, maybe he gets on the field in preseason and becomes the RB2 going into the season. And then he's, the breather back for Rachaad White. And the odds that he's just a better, more technically sound running back than Rachaad White is doesn't seem crazy to me. So I'm not necessarily predicting it, but yeah, I would not be shocked if Sean Tucker's the best running back in Tampa Bay.
All right, we got another one right here. Wet Booty at Wet Booty made this trade. Interesting name here. But CeeDee Lamb, and there's absolutely no context here, so I'm just going to read it how it is. CeeDee Lamb and a 24 first for the 103. Jay, hit the sounder.
OVO Morgan's got that wet booty.
Jay, hit the what sounder, Jay? What is this? CeeDee Lamb and a 20. Is there any world in which you guys would take the 103? Let's say the start of the draft was Bijan Robinson and then Bryce Young went 102. Would you
No.
draft if in Superflex it's Anthony Richardson versus the 24 first and CeeDee Lamb? Any world in which you would do this, Noah, or is this CeeDee Lamb 24 first move on?
This is CeeDee Lamb 24 first move on, but I do like how Josh Kelly is included here. Like, why?
Got to get that throwing running back.
Put it over the top. Yeah.
No, I was asked in a trade recently.
We're not doing this without
in...
Josh Kelly. We're not doing this without Josh Kelly. Go ahead, Jay.
Hey, man, I was asked to throw in Allen Robinson in a trade like a week ago just to get it done, to get the trade over the hump. I was like, yeah. You strong-armed me, but I can make that work. Right. To get Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, woof. That's CeeDee Lamb and the 24 first all day. And thank you for not blurring out their names. I hate when people blur out. I want to know who made the shit deal, so no blurring out the names, right? Give me CeeDee Lamb and the 24 first. Cody Smith, man, one of the hosts of the Overreaction podcast. He traded his recently acquired Will Levis in a 12-team Superflex Start 10 PPR league, and I believe he got Will Levis because we talked about this deal. At the 202 spot. I think it was 202. He drafted Will Levis, and he flipped Will Levis for a 24 first, and it's playoff projected. So it's going to be, let's go 107 to 112. Jay Rich, you selling your Will Levis for a 24 first, random 24 first today in a Superflex league?
I guess that's the process play. I probably wouldn't, though. I think I'd want to see it play out a little bit for Levis.
Here's the problem.
Would you do that though?
I would not.
That's the process.
I would take the 24 first. You let this play out, and it has potential to be very disastrous for you. And here's the thing. I do think Will Levis is going to start. I not think he's going to have some starts this season. If he doesn't come out,
could you get a first when he starts though? That's the ultimate question: is could you get that first when he starts? And I think the answer is maybe.
I have not, honestly, man. I have not seen a rookie this sort of hated by the dynasty space. I can't recall one, man. You could go through running backs. There were still people, even after Jalen Reagor face planted as a rookie, people were still like year 2, right? You got to give receivers 2 years. Yep. I've never seen a dynasty rookie this hated as Will Levis. So I don't know when or how you can get, I can paint you a story to where I could tell you how he's worth the 24 first. And then you're like, Ray, that's probably a lot for him to get there. So if you spent a second, you're making profit right now. Even if it's only one pick, if this is the 112, you spent the 202, you got 2 picks of value worth of profit for Will Levis. I probably right now would just cash out for a 24 first if I could. Noah, I have no clue where you stand with Will Levis in Dynasty, but let us know what you think about this trade and your thoughts on Will Levis, the player, the prospect.
Yeah, I don't know what I think about Will Levis either, but I think that I don't know anything about Will Levis. Like, I don't know if he's going to be good. I don't know if he sucks. Like, I'm not a huge fan of him as a prospect, but we see time and time and again, like, we don't know shit about these quarterbacks. Like, he could turn out to be good, but I do kind of like just re-rolling on my late first round pick here. Like, Will Levis is not some sort of smash lottery ticket. He could turn out to be good. But just re-roll, get another one next year. I'm curious, like, who out there is trading future firsts for Will Levis?
True.
Like, who? Nobody likes him. True. Who believes in him enough to do this?
Desperate teams. That's
true.
The problem is this, Noah, and I know you've noticed it. Like, we the quarterback's position is so sort of. You would think at the NFL level, this is the highest degree of football. There's only 32 of these jobs in the world, starting job. In the world, there's only 32. And it seems like only half the teams are even remotely secured at the position. Like you look across all 32 teams, and then what that does for us in Dynasty, imagine those leagues where you've got 3 or 4 teams that have like 2 or 3 of these top guys, and everybody else is in Superflex. Unless you have a God squad at your skill position players, if you don't have multiple quarterbacks, you're kind of done for. So what you're seeing people do now is paint themselves the picture that, okay, he didn't get drafted that late. I mean, it's kind of like he was a first-round pick. Well, Tennessee traded up to get him. So then we start to talk ourselves into the story that, you know, he's going to have the same leash and leeway as A-Rich and Bryce and C. Here's the thing. Bryce, A-Rich, and C.J. Stroud, they can all go out there and play pretty average to pedestrian football this year. They're all going to get an opportunity to start next year because of the investment that the team made in them. Will Levis goes out there and stinks it up for Tennessee. They're probably, what will happen is they'll probably be drafting high in the draft and they'll re-roll him. There is no money. I think he's due, $4 million? There's no money tied in Will Levis, but the fact that the quarterback landscape in the NFL in general, in turn, trickles down to us in fantasy is so volatile, so wishy-washy week to week. And then that doesn't even include guys, Noah, that people are still have question marks on. Trey Lance, Tua, Daniel Jones. It's like those guys are kind of up there, but it's like, shit, I don't know. You know, I just don't know. So that's why you see people doing stuff like this for Will Levis right now, which I think it's a good time to trade that Will Levis. All right, let's see.
Sucker move.
Yes, it is a sucker move, and you see it happening quite a bit. This is too hard for me to read. I don't want to talk about Adam Thielen and George Pickens and a 23 first. I don't even know what the pick is, but yeah, give me that side. All right, let's see what we have here. What's this? Jerry Jeudy and Javonte Williams. Okay.
Thumbs down. React.
Yeah. We'll scroll to this one. There we go. 12-team Superflex start 10 PPR. We've got one side of the trade ledger getting Chris Olave and the 104, and then we've got the other side getting Jamar Chase. All right.
Whoa.
Jay Rich, you got Jamar Chase or Chris Olave and 104, realistically, CJ Stroud, Jahmyr Gibbs at 104, or Jamar Chase and a 12-team Superflex start 10. What side do you want?
I will happily take Jamar Chase here. I think it's close, though. I think you can make the case for both sides, but I would happily take Jamar Chase.
And it looks like, and let me complete the cycle of this deal. Then he traded the 104. Did he trade the 104 for the 107 and the 112? Or did that happen before? That happened after. So no, it happened before.
Oh, got it. He got the 104
so
back.
He got the 104
traded Chris
back.
Olave, the 107 and the 112, and got Jamar Chase, which is an easy smash. Except, surprised you to make that work. But yeah, that's easily the Jamar Chase side for sure.
Yeah. So it says right here, the final was Jamar Chase or Chris Olave, 107, 112. That makes it more interesting. That makes more sense to me. Noah, would you rather have Jamar Chase or would you rather have And tell me if this is an appropriate package for Jamar Chase. Everybody's trying to figure out what Chase and Jefferson are worth. Would you move Olave 107 and 112 for Jamar Chase, Noah?
Probably. Yeah, I think you can't go wrong when you're getting the best piece of a deal, especially when that piece of a deal is like maybe the top wide receiver in Dynasty. But I also see the other side where you want to. I also see the other side where, like, if your lineup is just shit outside of Jamar Chase, you need to diversify a little bit. Chris Olave could, step up into another tier at wide receiver this year, and you add a Jahmyr Gibbs or a Bryce Young if you don't have another quarterback. Like, I get both sides of this. I think I just philosophically prefer to get the best player in the deal and then, like, fill my, the rest of my roster spots, the rest of my lineup how I can. But fairly even deal, really, value-wise, I think.
I don't think it's that bad
still
either.
Wide
I don't
receiver
think
8, right? Like, he's a guy that's worth basically 2 firsts. You're getting 2 more firsts on top of that. Like, you're getting a pretty decent package. But I think, Noah, to your point, best player in the deal. Clearly, a lot of value insulation with Chase. I've talked about my thoughts on Chris Olave. Can he actually take a step up, get more targets this year in this Derek Carr-led offense? Is there more target competition for him? Could he fall down the ranks? Ray, you've talked about T. Higgins and how we love T. Higgins, but wide receiver 9, little bold for wide receiver 2 in that Bengals offense, right? Now, Olave could be the one, but I don't think he's as good as Amon-Ra St. Brown, who he's just behind in the rankings as well, right? I think it is Chase, but you are getting a ton of value in theory for your Jamar Chase if you do trade him away.
And it's start 10. And Jay Rich, because we play in a lot of Dynasty best ball, if I told you this was best ball and it was Jamar Chase for Chris Olave, Jordan Addison, I don't know who's at the 112. I have no idea. Whoever's at the 112, does it?
Michael Mayer.
Michael Mayer, Dalton Kincaid,
Start 2 tight end premium, perhaps, maybe.
A-Chain, if you want to stretch a little bit, A-Chain, I was going to say that. So if I said it was Olave, Jordan Addison, and Devon A-Chain for Jamar Chase, does that change, or is it? I think I'm with Noah. I can see the other side.
Does change it a bit, but the boom of Chase is just so big, right? And we know that with Chase, right? Olave doesn't seem to have that in him quite yet. He's very consistent. And you would get a ton of value. Like, again, I could get a Jordan Addison, maybe a Quentin Johnston, who as well could be great in best ball, right? Playing with Justin Herbert. But in best ball, it's a fine trade. I don't know if I would make it. I think it's a little bit more intriguing because the depth does add to that a little bit more than it does in a lineup league. But I still think I probably want Jamar Chase. Although in a best ball league, there's no way I would send my Olave 107 and 112 probably to get Jamar Chase. But if you offered me that for my Chase, I still don't know if I would accept it.
All right, let's keep moving down the board. Got Mike Williams, 206, 405 for London and 306. I appreciate the submission, but I kind of want to talk about, the first round picks and see what's going on there. I mean, what side would you rather have? Let's do it real quick. I like OTG. Let's see. We got Mike Williams, 206 and the 405 for London and the 306. I don't care about the 405
Give me
at
London.
all. I don't care about the 405. 10-team Superflex start 10. Mike in the 206 or London in the 306. I'd probably just go London in the 306.
London versus Mike Will, and it's easily London there.
All right, same.
Yep.
All right, 12-team, 2 QB, start 11. All right. We got a league here. Now I have Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Mack and Bailey, Lance, Jacoby, Malik. With 101, do I take Bijan? So let's see what he did. He traded John Mechie in the 109 and got Mac Jones, Kadarius Toney in the 204. So move back. What's that? Move back 6 spots. Picked up a quarterback, Kadarius Toney. It's 2 QB. Start 11. He's got Burrow, Lamar. He's got a QB3 between Mac, Bailey, and Lance. And he still has the 101 with Breece Hall, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris, James Cook, and Tony Pollard. Knowing that's your lineup, knowing that's your roster, right? That's what you're working with. I don't know if he even needed Mac Jones is the third
That's where
quarterback.
I'm at too. I don't mind the trade, but I don't think you need Mac. I like getting Tony back. I don't know if I would prefer Tony over the 109 though, but obviously you get Mac back. But again, is that the right package for what you're trading away? Because do you really need Mac Jones? And maybe that's just how you made it work value wise. I think I'd probably want Mac and Tony, but again, based off the team construction, it doesn't seem like Mac's going to really move the needle for you. So it's really just you're moving back and you could maybe start Tony some weeks. I don't know if I would go another route. He's saying, would he take Bijan at 101 in a 2 QB?
But before you even get there, Jay, my question is this. Is the delta between what you're getting at 204 and let's say that's Kendre, I don't know, Roshan Johnson, some receiver in this Jaden Reed, is that more than what you're getting at 109, which is probably Quentin Johnston? Would you rather just have QJ or would you rather have Roshan, Tony, and Mac Jones? I mean, I think his side is the side that I lean on, but I just question, is the 109 would you rather just take that player there or are they all kind of the same? Noah, where are you at with this one?
I would rather just keep the 109 here. Like this guy's framing this trade as if like Mac Jones solidifies him at quarterback. Like he's got 8 other dudes there. He's not going to start Mac Jones over Burrow or Lamar unless it's like a bye week.
Right.
And he might even be starting Trey Lance in that situation. Like I don't think you needed to make this deal for Mac Jones. And you're stacked at running back too. Hall, Barkley, Kamara, Najee, James Cook, Pollard. Like you might have 3 or 4 RB1s right there. I don't know why we're acting like I got to get Bijan to solidify my running back core, and also now that I have Mac Jones at quarterback, like you had the option of A-Rich, Bijan anyway. Like you didn't need to move. Like at worst case scenario, that 109 is like Zay Flowers, and so you move Zay Flowers for what, like the 20,
and you have Lamar,
third best quarterback in the league that you're never going to start, plus a couple like dart throws. I'd rather just hold on to Zay Flowers, or maybe it's QJ, rather than move that for Mac Jones.
I see it, but he's never starting Mac. Like unless it's a bye week or an injury. And then even then, if Trey Lance is starting for San Francisco, you're probably starting Lance over Mac Jones. I could see getting Tony, okay, whatever he can be in Kansas City, the 204. But that's why I asked the question, like, and I don't want to discount what John Mechie could be. I know he's recovering from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, so I just hope he gets on the field, right? Hope he just gets on the field and play. Whatever you're getting out of Mechie is a bonus. Jay Rich, I may just want the 109, or at least if I were going to move it, I'd see what else I can get. I don't hate it for GOAT rings at all.
He's got to flip Mac, right? He has to flip Mac or Lance for more picks. And, again, it's a lot of maneuvering on the face level of this trade. It is 2 QB, but based off your room, I don't know why you have to. That's just, again, Noah, you kind of made the point why you just want 109.
It is start 11, so maybe the depth matters a little bit, but I can definitely see just sticking at 109 and taking, because I think Zay Flowers is very good, and with Todd Monken at OC, I think we're going to see a very different Baltimore Ravens offense. I don't think it's going to look anything like what it looked like in the past. Woo, baby, whoa. All right, we got a big boy trade, 12-team Superflex half PPR. It's tight end premium. One side got Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Kyle Pitts. The other side took a little down tier at tight end, even though Jay Rich has some thoughts about Kyle Pitts. Got Greg Dulcich, Chiggy Okonkwo, A-Rich, and Zay Flowers. Boy. All right.
Zay
one more
Flowers at the 105.
At the
That's bold.
Well, that's bold. I'm going to assume this is it's got to be some sort of depleted. It's got to be depleted because I see A-Rich there and then the 105, so it's got to be depleted. So, y'all, this is I know what side I'd rather have, but this is lineup league. Jay Rich, we'll start with you. Would you rather Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Kyle Pitts, or would you rather the combination of Chig and Dulcich, A-Rich, and Zay Flowers? What side would you rather have?
I think I want the Metcalf and Pitts side reluctantly. I just
oh boy.
The thing for me is like the tight end premium doesn't quite move it for me. Like, what is this? It's a half premium, so there's not really a premium. Kyle Pitts isn't giving you any premium bonuses. Dulcich, Shiggy probably not either. The problem is Russ. Like, I do not want Russ at all. Do I want A-Rich and Flowers more? I guess. Like, I think I'm just praying DK Metcalf and Pitts can be good and I can start Russ some weeks. But outside of that, I don't really love this trade. Noah, how are you feeling about this trade overall?
Yeah, I love Kyle Pitts, but like you just said it, like you don't want Russ and you're just hoping Pitts and Metcalf are going to give you starting numbers. Like those guys are freaks, but you're just hoping for starting numbers. I want A-Rich here, Zay Flowers, and the tight end. Like you can probably piece together what you're hoping for from, or what he's actually going to give you from Pitts with Dulcich and Chig, and then A-Rich could break fantasy. So I want to get Rich on my team.
And no, we haven't asked you yet. Come on, talk to I'm on the A-Rich side. If I can get younger and I get a top 4 pick at quarterback. If you're contending,
would you make this trade though? That's where I'm kind of like curious about this trade a little bit.
Absolutely. I don't think it matters if you're contending or I want the bottom side. And there's all these people that think Gardner Minshew is going to start. The moment they see him throw a pass next to Gardner Minshew, they're going to be like, the hell with that. We need him on the field. He's going to start. And while I think all the rookie quarterbacks, I think A-Rich is going to have his struggles this year. I think Bryce will have his struggles. I think CJ will have his. But when the X's and O's break down, the one thing that Anthony Richardson can do, and I am very confident he's going to be very good at doing in the NFL from day one, is running the football. and we're trying to score fantasy points, not win a damn Super Bowl here. I'm with Noah. I think that the collection of Dulcich and Chig. Now, if it's lineup league, you got to kind of play the matchups, figure out when you want to start either guy. Opposed to Pitts, you're just going to plug them in every week and again cross your fingers and pray. I would rather DK Metcalf over Zay Flowers, but look, DK kind of is starting to become what he is, a 1,000-yard, what is he, 1,000 to 1,300 yard receiver year in and year out. I mean, I'd probably just take the chance on Zay Flowers. So I don't think it matters if you're a contender or a rebuilding, quote unquote, type squad. Give me the Anthony Richardson side of this trade pretty easily, but the chat is divided. I'm seeing a lot of A-Rich side. I'm seeing the Russ side. But I think I'm taking those four assets. I think it's very
interesting. Are either of you guys worried about the expectations for A-Rich in year one? Because it's already there. He could be QB1. He's going to break fantasy. Noah, you just said it, right? Like, I'm curious what his final price is by the time it's all said and done, because it seems like he's already pegged as the next big thing, and he has not even started minicamp yet.
QB9 on keep trade cut, so he's ahead of Bryce Young, Kyler Murray, CJ Stroud. They're all ahead of Deshaun Watson, which is interesting. But I mean, to answer that question, Jay, I don't think anybody is saying he's going to break fantasy football this year, but he definitely has the potential to do that. And I mean, with the rushing upside and the weapons that he has, he should produce this year. I don't think anybody's expectations are he's going to be QB1 this year, but he definitely has the skill set of what that looks like outside of being Patrick Mahomes. So Noah and I are on the A-Rich side. Jay Rich, your final answer is Russell Wilson, Pitts, and Metcalf.
Yeah, I think I'm taking the production here. I don't know if I'd want to roll the dice with that side. Fine, give me the sad trombone.
Production.
What? How dare you?
You're gonna be starting Chigo Okonkwo over Kyle Pitts by week 4 in a redraft.
Whoa,
you might want to.
Let's go. Noah
you might
Hills.
want to.
Now Noah's getting spicy. Him and Jay Rich on that Kyle Pitts, a lot of name, not a lot of game train. Both of them.
Yeah,
Both
Kyle
of them.
Pitts.
Uh-oh. Jay Rich, don't, not today. Not on Monday, man. We're not going to start the week off like this. All right. We've got 10-team Superflex, start 10. Kyler Murray and Juwan Johnson, or Desmond Ridder, the 107 and a 24 first-round pick.
I think I'm still taking Kyler Murray there. You got to wait on him, but I think I'd still take Kyler there.
I don't think I want to wait on Kyler Murray. I think I'm taking the picks here.
This feels and looks very disgusting. It feels and looks like it. My eye keeps going to the Desmond Ridder side, Jay Rich. I
know you do, but again, I think it's a good trade, I think, for both sides. You know, if you have Kyler and you want to contend, I think you're getting a great package of assets. And I know but yeah, right. Talk on Desmond Ridder, because he's your guy. He's going to get Kyle Pitts 10 targets a game. He's going to unlock this offense. He's going to get Drake London 12 targets a game. He's going to just figure it out, right? Funnel the targets to those studs and run the ball with Bijan Robinson. But would you make this trade I'm assuming you'd make it if you had Kyler.
Well, let me ask you this. How much more realistically, not in La La Land, but realistically right now in this dynasty economy, how much more are you getting on top of a 24 first and 107 right now for Kyler Murray?
I honestly don't think I could get this in any of my leagues. I honestly don't. If I had Kyler Murray and I was contending, I don't think I could get Ridder a 24 first in the 107. I really don't. I play in a lot of sharp leagues with a lot of people like you, like Noah, and no one would offer this for Kyler Murray. But if, again, it's a 10-team league, so does that change things a little bit? Maybe, but not a ton. So if you have Kyler and you need to unload him to get Ridder, because Ridder can actually play for you, you have movable assets, I don't mind it. But if you're tanking and you want to trade that away to get Kyler, I don't necessarily hate it either, because Kyler's probably going to be your quarterback later on.
Say Ridder face plants, and that's a 0. Say he's a 0. So Ridder's nothing. He goes to dust after this year. Even if you walk away with the 107 and a 24 first for Kyler Murray, I don't think, and I know I'm not trying to diminish Juwan Johnson. It's a 2 point per reception for it's quite
and
valuable.
He survived the draft, right?
He did. I think they brought in a tight end, but I think for the most part he survived it. Oh, they traded away Troutman. They traded away Troutman.
They traded away Troutman. Yeah,
all right, yeah.
He doesn't play and is awful.
Yeah, I'm fine with either side. I would honestly, I would need to see the rest of my roster to figure out what I want to do. But just looking at both those picks, and that is
Jordan Addison. Remember that.
And I don't think Ritter. I don't think Ritter's as bad as people make him seem. I'm not saying he's some all-pro type player, but could he do enough to get the ball to Pitts, London? If they're not there, run it and then turn around and hand it to Bijan and Algier? Probably. So. And Atlanta's not going to be bad enough to draft Caleb Williams or Drake May next year. So I'm fine with either side of this trade ledger. All right, let's do one more. And let's talk about some Jahmyr Gibbs really quickly. And this is an interesting trade. You got Jordan Love, 12-team Superflex PPR. Jordan Love, J.K. Dobbins, or Jahmyr Gibbs?
Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm just shooting upside there. I don't want to. I don't want to play with Love and Dobbins. Just give me Gibbs.
Noah?
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Give me Gibbs. I'm a Packers fan. I'm tentatively excited to see what Jordan Love is. But
Here we go.
I'm not confident that he's good. But like if he's like a Daniel Jones level starter and J.K. Dobbins is the RB 17 again or whatever, like I think I still want Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Jahmyr Gibbs has top 5 running back upside, and I don't know that J.K. Dobbins has access to that.
New offense, right? Passing work, hopefully to J.K. Maybe
could be.
How'd you feel about the Packers draft, actually, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. Good question, Jay.
They took a lot of skill position players.
They did, but it's the same boring shit every year. Some white guy from Iowa, a couple tight ends, some, sprinkle in some guys on the trenches.
You got Jaden Reed out there. You got Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed is semi-interesting, but I sleep through the draft when the Packers are on the clock. Not hoping for much every year, and they just do the same shit every year.
All right, this is the last one, then we'll talk Gibbs for a quick second before we get Noah out of here. This is a 12-team PPR Superflex tight end premium start 10. This is a great way to end the show because it's 101 versus 102. Would you rather have the rights to 101, and you could do whatever you want? You want Bijan Robinson, you want your Anthony Richardson at 101, or would you rather take Jordan Love, right? Could be a decent starter. And no, I'm just going to say it. I'm not a Packers fan, but I'm cautiously optimistic for Jordan Love. I think he's going to be fine. I don't think he's going to be great, but I don't think he's going to be dog shit either, like people will try to make it seem like. I think he's going to be fine. And if he shows enough promise, hopefully that will roll into next season with Jordan Love. But would you rather take him in the 102 in a Superflex, or would you rather just have the 101?
I don't think I have a strong preference between Bijan Robinson and Anthony Richardson, so just give me Jordan Love on top, and I'll take whichever guy falls to 102.
And you're in good shape, right? If 101 goes Rich, and then you got Jordan Love and Bijan, you're just like, fine, this is great.
Okay.
If 101 goes Bijan, and you're like, all right, now I get 2 quarterbacks. I've got Anthony Richardson and Jordan Love, even better. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but one of the more interesting spots to be at again is 101, because if you're not shopping that pick, even if you want Bijan or Rich, you better shop it. See what you can get to move back to 102 or 103, because I don't think there's a lot separating kind of those picks right there. So, give me Jordan Love and the 102 as well. No, I completely agree with you on that one. And it's a good segue because for anybody that did not see yesterday on the DD channel, I did post a breakdown of Jahmyr Gibbs right here. It's covering up my face about his fit in the Detroit offense. So go back and check that out. Going back, what a lot of people don't do, Jay, is they don't go back and watch the offense to which the teams got drafted by. I went back and watched 6 games from the Lions over the weekend. What Ben Johnson does schematically with the running backs, very impressive. A lot of misdirection, a lot of play action, a lot of creativity with getting their running back the ball in space. And as you're watching that, the first thing that comes to mind is, damn, DeAndre Swift is very good. You wish that he would be, available more. But the second thing is, if DeAndre Swift played like this in this offense, can't imagine what Jahmyr Gibbs is going to do with the Detroit Lions this year. I really think this is. I don't want to say a comparison. You see Eckler, you see Jamal Charles, all these things. All I know is that watching that offense and what they schemed up for DeAndre Swift, if they do anything like that for Jahmyr Gibbs, it's going to be great. So make sure you check out that content on the channel. Noah, we told you we'd have you out of here at 8 o'clock. I think you're up now. I don't know if you're going to go back to sleep or not, but appreciate you jumping on the Wake Up Show with us for the first time and walking through some trades, talking through some of these rookies. If you can, just plug your Twitter real quick for the people and where to find you and your work, my man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. This is a lot of fun. Find me on Twitter at NoMoreParties, and then check me out at NoMoreParties.com. There's 3 articles a week. I got rankings up there. Good stuff. Check it out.
Jay Rich, what do we have on the schedule for the week? We'll be back on Monday. You're going to be out next week, Jay Rich. You're taking a week off next week, so I'll be manning the show one deep. We might have some people come on. But we'll figure out Wednesday. We got another show on Wednesday. We'll be doing a Best Ball Mania 4 draft over here on the channel this weekend as well. Y'all know what it is, the biggest fantasy football contest ever. $3 million to first place, $15 million in total prizes. Use the promo code WAKEUP. Not only do you get your deposit matched if you're a first-time depositor 100%, but you also get access to our Discord channel for free for the year. Go to Underdog Fantasy, use that promo code WAKEUP, and get in BBM4. Jay Rich, that's it.
Do we got Super Chats, Ray?
Oh, we got one. I saw one from Rico. He said, other than Bijan and A-Rich, are there any BAM tier rookies in 2023? Kind of an acronym I made over in my community. Noah, BAM is by any means necessary. Just want to have those guys. BAM tier quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Other than Bijan and A-Rich, are there any BAM tier rookies? No. There's no other rookie that I'm like, by any means necessary.
Could Gibbs get there?
Gibbs is one that definitely.
I forgot about Gibbs.
Well, Gibbs
is close for me.
He's close.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say by any means necessary today. I'm not gonna put him there yet. If he's utilizing that offense,
short order,
he can get there. He's already valued as RB5 on KTC. So by process of that, he's damn near at that spot. Already a top 5. I mean, when's the last time we've had 2 rookies come in at the running back position and instantly be top 5 dynasty running backs?
I want to say never, Ray, but I think what's crazy is it says a lot about the running back position as much as it says about the actual draft capital and where they're ranked overall. Like last year, Brees Hall came in, he was RB1. Bijan comes in, he's RB1. Next year, Rocket Sanders comes in, probably
I don't know.
Right around there.
I don't know. I don't know yet. I think it's too early to call that, Jay. I'm trying. In 2020, I don't know if Clyde was top 5, but it probably would have been JT. Oof, that sounds disgusting. JT and Clyde, but I can't recall where 2 rookies come in and within the first week of them being drafted, they're both top 5 dynasty running backs. Pretty insane right now in this market. But all right, we had over 400 people live watching today. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Noah Hills, one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Noah, for coming on. We appreciate you, my friend. Everybody out there, make sure y'all wake y'all asses up with us on Wednesday. We out. Peace. Before y'all close off of the video, I just want to say thank you for checking out the content on Destination Devy. Really appreciate every single view that we get. And the only thing that I ask is that you hit the thumbs up button, like the content, subscribe to the channel, and if you can, comment below for the algorithm. Really helps the channel grow. Now, if you want more exclusive access to me and the entire Destination Devy team, Patreon.com/allgas gives you that access. Now, if your money's a little funny, we do have free content for you. Make sure you subscribe to the All Gas newsletter. There's a link in the description of this video below, and subscribe to the Destination Devy podcast radio feed, where we got all types of shows hitting airwaves every single week. Now y'all can get out of here. I appreciate y'all tapping in. It's All Gas all the time. I love y'all. I'm out of this thing. Peace.